Does red meat give you cancer? In this video, we're going to dive into this and hopefully give you a better understanding of whether red meat causes cancer or not, because this is a common misconception between a lot of people, and it's also ruled out of their diet completely when potentially not necessary. Let's find out anyway. So to start us off, the evidence that we actually have, there hasn't been many trials or studies at all showing whether red meat gives cancer or not. If you were to look at populations as a whole, if you were to take a percentage of people out of there that do not care whatsoever about their health, that is already going to take a big percentage of people. So a study released at the end of 2024 shows the data that only 17% of the UK have a gym membership. And yes, I know some people exercise and care about their health without having a gym membership, but we're not quite getting into that yet. 17% of people as a whole have a gym membership. Yeah, you might have people out running, doing home workouts, or even got a home gym so they don't need a membership. But bear with me. People are actually forgetting that there's a huge percentage of people in this world that are just trying to survive. Not only just people trying to survive, there's people that don't care about the gym, they don't care about their looks, they don't care about their health, they just don't care about anything. And especially, they do not care about the quality of their food. And as this video progresses, we're actually going to take a look into the health-seeking population. We can actually conclude that unhealthy people consume more red meat, more processed meat, more burgers, more bacon, things like frankfurters, pre-cooked meat, which has additives in it, and all the other unwanted stuff that we don't always want. Things like sausage rolls, things like pasties. So you're looking at the consumption here, it's not just red meat consumed. And a lot of the people that are just trying to survive only have access to cheap foods. So they're not actually always got access to good quality red meat, good quality poultry, good quality fish. And they're actually more accessible to cheaper foods like ham, processed meats and pre-cooked foods. And the people that are just trying to survive are more accessible and happier to just eat what they can afford. Things like ham and processed meats are going to work out much cheaper than buying whole foods, aren't they? But then if we look back at more health-seeking individuals, they're more likely to choose things like poultry, fish, lean cuts of meat, and even choosing more chicken and turkey over options of red meat. And even choosing poultry and turkey over other food groups, which the unhealthy seeking people might go for. And then if we look at populations as a whole completely, so we got the gym goers, the non-gym goers, the health seekers, the people who don't give a and just the people trying to survive. So then if we look at populations as a whole, it concludes in most of the studies that the higher percentage of people eating red meats do have higher cancer rates, but it's not taken into fact what part of their diet is consumed through red meat. So have you got people consuming lean beef mince, even high fat beef mince, but real mince, steak, pork, lamb, rather than people who may be having clean cuts of pork, having things like sausages, sausage rolls, bacon, frankfurters, and with burgers, instead of making our own burgers with mince, buying pre-cooked burgers, things like McDonald's, Rustler burgers, or even just the pre-made burgers that are in the shop made from beef will have extra additives and sugar in them, not just the pure meat themselves. But they're not looking at the bigger picture here of people's entire lifestyles. The biggest factor here could even be exercise. If you're consuming a lot of red meat, even if it's clean meats, but you don't exercise and you're still in a calorie surplus, your body's going to start gaining fat, and excess adipose tissue is one of the #1 leading health problems across the planet. This can lead to any cardiovascular problems, things like strokes, heart attacks, and extra weight on the body damages the joints as well, and cancer tends to like weak areas of the body. So as a whole, red meat does not cause cancer, but people consuming processed meats which consume red meat may well actually have a higher cause rate of cancer. But red meat is nothing to be worried about. But we're not looking at the big picture here of people's lifestyle choices as a whole, are we? So don't take in the fact that red meat causes cancer when they're not taking into fact their lifestyle and activity levels, their sleep quality, their hydration, their activity levels, whether they train in cardio, weights, even just walking a lot. So a lot of people are sedentary, work in office jobs, and they don't go out after work. So all these factors play a big part, people. Red meat is not anything to be worried about. If you have enjoyed this video or found it useful at all, make sure to like, drop me a comment and subscribe. It really helps out my channel. And I'll see you all soon in the next video.